It's not always easy to handle the opinions of someone else, isn't it? And with opinions, I intend ideas, point of view, but also critics. So here I'm sharing how to handle opinions that you might not be in line to, or critics, and there will be a specific highlight also for highly sensitive people at the end of this video. So with the word opinion, I include ideas, thoughts, and critics. In fact, we can be affected also from a different opinion or a different idea on a specific subject, and not only from a direct critic. What is sure is that not all the ideas or the critics might affect you. So why instead certain of them are so painful? Because certain subjects are, let's say, touchy, are subjects where you might feel uncomfortable, where you might have doubt, where you might feel not enough confident. Let's say I hear some of my friends stating that after the age of 40s, women have to stop to eat cakes, French fries, drinks, whatever, because we become fatter after this age. If I'm fit and I have never had problem with weight, and if I have a good metabolism, most probably I can think, oh, what a narrow point of view. But if I have some kilos more and I'm constantly in diet, maybe since I was young, I might be affected from this general comment. So with this example, the idea is to show you there are always subjects where you might feel uncomfortable. So what you can do from today is to take note of what are those subjects, those things around you that affect you, and try to work on it. So ask yourself what really is annoying you behind, and how can you improve the feeling around that. Remember, you choose what are the thoughts that you assign to what you hear. What are the subjects you might feel more affected, for example? Let me know in the comment below. Let's come to the critics. So first thing, consider which type of critics you got. Is it a constructive one? Therefore, is it a critic where you have also suggestion? Or is it a destructive critics? So just, let's say, a demolition of what you are thinking, or what you are saying, or what you are doing. Then ask yourself, is this critic coming from someone that is in fear or anxious, or someone that just had a bad day? Or this critic is coming from someone that wants to help me, protect me, or highlight a problem, and maybe we can solve it together if I'm able to listen to it. Or it could be a critic from someone that is trying to be powerful on you. So try to understand already this critic from which of all those places is coming. This should already help you to get in a kind of position of, let's say, observer, and so help you to see things from a different perspective and start to be more in a position of being objective and therefore less affected from a personal point of view. Then a step forward could be, if the intent of the critic is constructive, is it a suggestion something valid for you that maybe can really help you, and be objective? If it's not a valid suggestion, can you just let it go and don't think about it anymore? Don't take it more as a critic, thinking that probably is coming from a nice intention. So now that you know that this critic with a suggestion, whatever is valid or not, is coming from a place that is not a direct attack to you, how do you feel? Does it still hurt? Or you can just receive it and then let it go. If it still hurt, then let's go deeper. Is this critic coming from a person who have done already what you are doing? If it's not, okay, it's you deciding which weight to give to this critic. If it's yes, the question is this person, let's say, more successful than you at what you are doing about this subject? If the answer is no, well, you are giving energy, let's say, to someone that talks without knowing about what is talking about. Again, can you let it go? If the answer is yes, this person is more successful in this specific subject. The point is, okay, do you want to be like this person? Maybe do you want to have the life of this person? You might be surprised of the answer you might give to yourself. And again, this might help you eventually to let it go. If then you realize that the critic is just a destructive critic, what you really need to know is how to set up the right boundaries, and those are going to help you to not feel hurt. And most of all, you know that you cannot take it personally, because unfortunately, yes, there are some people like that. Then, if you're a highly sensitive person, you have a really higher possibility to get hurt from a critic. And to a point where maybe when you were younger, you have learned to be a people pleaser, or you have built a really heavy inner critic to help you to avoid to get criticized. Whatever you are today, only a people pleaser or only an inner critic, or both of them, or even something else. The point is that whatever I said before, it's really useful for you too, and consider that your sensitivity is going to help you to understand even more who you have in front of you, to be in their shoes so that you can understand really, really quickly if that critic is coming from a place of fear, a place of jealousy, a place of protection and help for yourself, from a place of love. Yes, it could be. I mean, for example, parents very often might have critics for their kids, but the intention behind is to help them, to show them love, or to protect them from dangers, for example. So if you are able to use your gift, be at the place of the other, to feel what is the intention behind the critic, what the person really wants behind that critic, then you're able also to make the difference and to understand that maybe that critic doesn't have any sense to be taken in, let's say, consideration, that you can no longer take it personally, and therefore you might not feel really hurted from what are the words inside this critic. So again, it is going to help you or to let it go, or instead to understand that you have absolutely need to set your limits, to set your boundaries. And this is depending in particular if you have someone that instead is trying to have power on you, right? Then if you still feel affected, it doesn't matter which is the intention, you still feel something there that is burning, respect to what they might have said about you, or what you are doing, or what you are thinking. What is going really to help you is to have a list of all positive comments, positive feedback, successful things that you might have done, and then have this list handy so that anytime you feel hurted from a critic, you can read again this list and realize that yes, you got a critic, yes, it's hurting, but look at how many compliments or how many things you have achieved, and if still this is not enough, then you can always contact a person that normally encourages you and that might makes you feel positive. So again, try to go step by step. Understand if a critic is constructive or destructive. Understand what is the intention behind, and if it is a constructive critic, then is that suggestion really good for you? is coming from a person that really knows more than you, and even if it's coming from a person that knows more than you, it's still something that isn't good for you. And then when you are analyzing the things in this way, you should be already feel less hurt and more in a position where you can just look at things but not get them personally and feel better. And again, I want to remember you that it's you that decide which thought you assign to what you hear. And also, it's you that decide with whom you are spending your precious time. I hope this helped, and please just let me know below in the comments. And if this video was useful, like it and subscribe so that maybe other people might benefit from it. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.